said Kirk was gonna be here.
Kirk and Jack are friends, so obviously you know Kirk is gonna be here, and what if she is here?
Obviously we didn't though.
You just need to stop popping up, like...
Do you know me?
No, I don't know you, and I don't wanna know you.
Get out my face,
I don't wanna know you.
She doing too much, dude.
You don't wanna know you.
Me no care.
Who you that
Hey, time out, listen.
Reality. Castmates were shocked by the violent brawl between the Jamaican dance hall queen and the love and hip-hop Atlanta star, and fans were left buzzing after Jasmine's dramatic showdown on live TV. Reality TV just became a whole lot more exciting. Is widely regarded as one of the most horrific scenes in the history of the program, but let's find out what actually transpired to cause such mayhem and what was the tipping point that made Spice lose it.
Acting like you're the first woman that's left with 2 children. I've been doing it for 14 years. I've been doing it for 16. Okay, with your son and don't like you.
So Spice has been handling some serious challenges between maintaining her international music career and juggling the intense dynamics of love and hip-hop Atlanta. It's clear she's been under a lot of pressure. Add to that the relentless scrutiny from her castmates and fans, and it's no wonder tensions were building on the show. Spice is often seen as a strong news figure, but even the toughest personalities have their breaking point. Behind her bold attitude was a woman managing stress from all angles, and this confrontation seemed to be the result of all that pent-up frustration. Then there's Jasmine Washington, who has a knack for stirring things up since her introduction to the group. Jasmine's history has been anything but quiet. Her connection to the scrappy and past entanglements in the Atlanta scene have left her with a reputation as a divisive figure. Jasmine's presence in the group has always been polarizing. While some appreciate her straightforward nature, others see her as a troublemaker. On this particular occasion, Jasmine showed up uninvited to a gathering, immediately causing some unease among the cast for Spice, who was already dealing with her own personal struggles. Jasmine's arrival felt like an unwelcome intrusion. The tension between these two women didn't come out of nowhere. It was weeks of subtle jabs unresolved. Grievances and personality clashes had created an undercurrent of animosity during previous group interactions. Jasmine's comments and attitude seemed to rub Spike the wrong way, though the two had managed to avoid a full-blown confrontation until now. The moment Jasmine stepped into the event, it felt like the air shifted. It was clear to everyone that things might get heated. Little did they know the tension between them was about to boil over in the most dramatic way possible. It all began with a casual comment from Jasmine, but for Spice, it hit a nerve. Jasmine's words were sharp, maybe even intentionally provocative, and Spice wasn't about to let it slide. Her response was a cutting remark that made it clear she wasn't in the mood to play nice. The energy in the room shifted as the argument escalated. Spice's voice grew louder, her tone more pointed, and it was clear she was no longer just reacting to Jasmine's comment. She was unloading weeks of frustration. The other cast members sat frozen, exchanging uneasy glances. Some tried to defuse the situation, but it was already spiraling out of control. The room felt charged with tension, as though everyone could sense that something big was about to happen. Jasmine, for her part, didn't back down. Her retorts were just as sharp, and the back and forth quickly turned into a verbal sparring match that left everyone on edge. Then came the moment that no one expected, but everyone feared. In the heat of the argument, Spice reached out and slapped Jasmine across the face. The sound of the slap echoed through the room, cutting through the chaos and leaving a stunned silence in its wake. Jasmine's hand went to her cheek as she stared at Spice in shock, her expression a mix of hurt and disbelief. The immediate reactions from the other cast members were just as surprising. For a moment, it felt like the entire room was holding its breath. This wasn't just a petty argument anymore. It had crossed a line, and everyone knew. It
chasing me, and she never chased all them that she been taking all these years like this. It's just crazy. It's creeping me out. I don't know what she have up in her head, but I just need to stay far from her. I don't like this energy. It's giving obsession at this point.
Everyone was stunned after the slap. As if attempting to comprehend what had just transpired, Jasmine grasped her cheeks and stared at Spice with wide eyes. "Are you serious right now?" she eventually asked, her normally assured voice. Although her behavior was disturbed, she refused to back down, and as the tension in the room increased, she demanded an explanation. Grew even thicker, but for a brief moment, she stood frozen. The other cast members immediately joined in to try to mediate before things became worse. "You pushed me too far," she said in a tone that was still defiant but laced with guilt. The first to speak, Rashida moved between the two women and raised her hands. "You all need to calm down," she shouted, her voice cutting through the confusion. In an attempt to remind them of the implications, Carly Red said, "We have cameras rolling, y'all. This is too much." She urged both women to stand back and consider the wider picture. Meanwhile, videos of the fight went viral on social media, with spectators watching every second in real time on Twitter, and there were heated discussions on Instagram on who was at fault. While some fans supported Team Spice, saying that she was right to defend herself and not allow Jasmine to treat her disrespectfully, others supported Jasmine, claiming that no amount of provocation could the battle, which was justified physically, swiftly gained popularity thanks to memes, thought pieces, and even hashtags like Team Spice and Group. In the days after the incident, Spice came to social media to reflect on what had happened. In an honest Instagram live, she acknowledged that the slap wasn't her best moment. But when the dust settled, both women had to face the fallout from that episode. "I allowed my feelings to control me," she added, adding Spice stated that weeks of accumulated stress on and off the show had driven her to a breaking point. She said, "I'm human, but I know I shouldn't have let it get to that level." Her candor struck a chord with some fans who valued her readiness to take responsibility for her actions. But Jasmine wasn't happy with Spice's justification and took to social media, including a number of Instagram videos in which she vented her annoyance. "Nobody should be treated with such contempt," she added. Jasmine criticized Spice for using violence, stressing that there are always other ways to resolve disputes. She also demanded accountability, saying that an apology alone wasn't sufficient. Have repercussions. Spice fans claimed that Jasmine had been aggravating her for weeks and that everyone has a breaking point. So she added, leading many to worry if she intended to take further action against Spice. After pushing buttons, Jasmine finally realized what was going to happen. However, one person remarked that Jasmine's supporters said no matter the situation, physical violence was going too far. Another user said, "Retrench," which sparked even another round of contentious discussions. The altercation also sparked discussions regarding the nature of reality TV drama, with some viewers pointing out that the show's creators depend on inciting conflict between the cast members, and such incidents are nearly unavoidable. Others blame the cast for engaging in the stereotypical forms of violent altercations, claiming that such incidents eclipse the women's achievements and contributions. As the emotions subsided, both Spice and Jasmine would be held accountable for their actions, but that the emotional toll reality TV can take on its stars is highlighted by the harm already done between Spice and Jasmine. Being in the spotlight comes with its own set of difficulties, particularly when cameras record every fight, every tear, and every error. Cast members frequently feel pressured to stay in the spotlight, pertinent in a competitive and occasionally, when producers prod the bear too much, a cutthroat environment results. One fan sent a message on Twitter and another one followed. Another aspect of this incident is how it blurs the boundaries between entertainment and real life, which may be enjoyable to us but must be draining for them. Fans watch the drama, but it's evident that the disputes aren't always staged. For example, Spice's outburst shows real frustrations and emotions that go beyond the plot of the program. As one Instagram user put it, people forget that these are real humans with feelings in their bodies. Not all of it is for ratings. There are still additional claims that such conduct creates a risky precedent. There is a difference between turmoil and disdain for Spice and Jasmine, according to a viewer who once stated that reality TV needs to reconsider what it's promoting. This clash is more than just entertainment. It's a glimpse of the unvarnished, unadulterated world behind the cameras. The occurrence prompts inquiries. The confrontation between Spice and Jasmine has had a significant impact on the Love and Hip Hop Atlanta cast, their fans, and the public. It's not just about two women fighting. It's about a system that makes money off of their suffering. This illustrates how much responsibility producers in networks bear for creating environments that live in tension and conflict. Community for reality TV. From the heated argument to the shocking slap, this incident has exposed the emotional strain of living in the spotlight, as well as the tensions between the two women. The fallout, which includes Jasmine's demand for accountability and Spice's reflection, has spurred a new discussion about the nature of reality TV and how much is too much. So now it's your turn. What do you think? Did Jasmine push Spice too far, or did Spice justify her reaction? Do you think both women crossed a line? Let's continue the conversation, and don't forget to subscribe to stay up to date. Informed about every crazy moment from hip hop and Love Atlanta.